You blocked me on Facebook, and now you're going to die.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? White Citadel here. I had to skip my Halo 4 talk, which I promised I would do. Something more important and pretty hilarious came up the last couple of days, and that is Bioware being caught red-handed using Google stock photos as part of their game. And this game in particular is Mass Effect 3. And if you're not aware of what happened, there's a part in Mass Effect 3 where the Admiral Tali, you can see her face. They hold up a picture, and it's a picture of her human face, and she has a couple, she looks kind of alien. She has a couple like lines on her, and I think she only has 3 fingers or something along the line. Anyway, take a look at this photo here. So on the left is the Google stock photo, and on the right is the photo from straight from Mass Effect 3 of Admiral Tali. And you can tell they are definitely the same image. They are definitely the same girl. You can even see the same mountains in the background. BioWare simply took the Google image and did some photoshopping to it and threw it into their game. And it's not the only case this happened. There's another case. I don't have the picture for you, but at the end of Mass Effect 3, the environment is taken from a picture, I think it's called Winter on Mars or something. It's another Google stock photo, very famous wallpaper. I had it as my wallpaper, in fact, a couple years ago. And they look very similar, but that one's certainly not provable because there are some differences. You definitely cannot argue about the Admiral Tali one, though. That one is definitely ripped off straight from Google. And people have gotten pretty upset that a creative game developer would go and take someone else's idea. I know it happens a lot in art, but a lot of people are upset. A lot of people don't care, and an even bigger amount of people will never even know about it because you have to be kind of into gaming pretty heavily to pick up a story like this. But I definitely had to share it. I thought it was hilarious. And the reason stories like this appear a lot, especially with companies like BioWare, is because a big group of people really hate BioWare. And the reason is because BioWare used to be great. 10 years ago, they were one of the best game developers out there. They had a lot of role-playing games on PC, specifically Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights. Those were 2 huge, very good games. Everyone loved them. And then they kind of capped off their legacy with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That came out on the original Xbox and PC, I believe, and Macintosh. That was a fantastic game. A lot of game reviewers will have that in their top 10 of all time. That was definitely one of the best games of all time. Some people will argue that it's the best game of all time, going into the Star Wars universe with this role-playing atmosphere. People love that. People still play it today. It's one of those games you actually go back and replay because you just love it so much. So when a company is this successful, when people like them this much, basically they have a lot to live up to. And basically fame and power is theirs to lose because they have the fans. And BioWare has kind of lost a lot of that. The primary reason is that they got bought out by Electronic Arts. And a lot of kind of the traditional gamers dislike EA because it's hurt the industry a lot. It's done very well. It's bought up a lot of good developers and kind of turned them into garbage. It bought up the Madden franchise. It owned the Madden franchise, but it bought the exclusive rights to the NFL, so other companies could not compete. They couldn't throw their NFL product out because they couldn't use the NFL logo. So that's kind of a monopoly. No one gets to compete with them. No one gets to try to make a game to at least push Madden to be better than it can be. Madden's just really been pretty similar game year after year, and people will buy it because they want an NFL game, and there's no other choice. So that's one thing EA has certainly done that makes people hate them. And when BioWare got bought out by EA, a lot of people conversely started disliking BioWare. And another reason is day one downloadable content, which is something we see a lot nowadays. It is basically a part of the game that you are paying for that is already on the disc. So you spend $60 on the disc, and day one you can pay money to unlock something from that disc. So you're going from $60 to like $80. And if you buy the, like, I don't know, quote unquote legendary edition of the game, you get this for free, but you're getting the disc content for free that you already bought. So how does day one DLC make any sense? I understand a map pack coming out 6 months after the game releases and paying for it, but how does paying for something that's on the disc already make any sense. It certainly doesn't to me. Some people might argue that it's good business. I think it's a ripoff. Another thing that Bioware has going against it is its infamous writer Jennifer Helper, who has been the talk of a lot of forums recently. She is quoted as saying she wants a skip gameplay button, and that means she likes the story in games, but she thinks you should be able to skip the gameplay. So it is ridiculous. BioWare is kind of digging its own grave. I don't care what side you're on, I just had to share the story. I mean, a developer taking an image off Google and using that in-game, I just think it's silly. I think it's ridiculous. But drop a comment, like, and subscribe if you want to. I'll be back, hopefully with my Halo 4 video. Later, guys.